I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed. And tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively.
All right, I'm talking about something today that I never thought I would talk about in my lifetime. What he was just talking about there, Phil Schneider, that was back in 1995. I've had that video. I've known about it for over 10 years. There's an event, there's some stuff getting ready to be exposed, folks, that's going to rock people's world. It's going to really shake people's religion, everything. And it has to do with this. And I'm going to link the video to this so you can watch it. So I want to talk about a couple things here that's on my heart right now, because we got some major events coming and people don't want to believe it and don't want to, face what's coming. But there is some events coming, and a lot of you already know this. I'm 59 years old, and this isn't my first rodeo. I've been checking things out my whole life. I've denied my heart nothing as far as checking out knowledge. I'll share something with you here. Alright, how many of you remember this? Art Bell, back when he was alive. Coast to Coast, AM, remember that? Alright, I watched this. I not watch this, but I listened to this. I listened to him for 10 years religiously on my way to work every day. Every morning at 2 a.m. I listen. There is not one subject that I have not heard on there. And most of you that have listened to Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM back in the day, you remember some of the subjects he had on there. Woo! The long necks, the grays, the reptilians, all this stuff. Well, guess what? All that stuff's coming into play now. Yes. All that stuff that everybody said, oh, it's conspiracy theories and all that. All this stuff that everybody's been saying, oh, no, that's all bull crap. That's been debunked. No, it never was. None of it was. There's so much stuff that's been, knowledge that's been suppressed and held back from humanity. It'd blow your mind. And there's so many things that come out in shows like he had, where people had near-death experiences. They had interviews with people that, all of them float out the windows. Cattle mutilations, where all the blood's gone out of the animal, not one drop in the snow nowhere. Perfectly surgical removing their organs and stuff, their genitalia, on and on and on. Folks, I'm telling you, there's something coming right now. It's getting ready to come in our faces that's going to blow you away. Okay? And if you're not grounded, and I'm grounded on the rock of Jesus Christ, and it's even going to shake me. But if you're not grounded, I'll tell you what, you're going to be blown about like the wind. And a lot of people are going to believe this lie coming. Jesus warned us of this day that's coming where there's going to be such an illusion, and he's going to make people to believe this illusion because they want, a delusion. And he warned us of this day that's coming, that even the elect would be deceived. It's going to be so deceiving. Okay, when I first I opened this up, I was mentioning the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is basically, we're in the third dimension. The fourth dimension would be the spiritual world. Almost all these ancient texts talk about the fourth dimension. Even the Bible is fourth dimensional. It's been taken to the Sethite view, where you should have the angelic view of the Bible, which is a supernatural view. But everybody takes a Sethite view of the Bible, which does away with that angelic view, the supernatural view, which is really bad because it's got so many people not believing, getting ready for what's coming. Most Christians have no idea of what the Bible actually is saying because they don't read it enough. They don't believe it, what they are reading, and a lot of things have been dumbed down so bad that it's turned into just a novelty story, and there's so much supernatural stuff in there, people just dismiss it. There's stuff where Jesus even spoke in John 14:2. He said, "In my Father's house are many mansions, and I'm going there to prepare a place for you." Okay, well, what's his house? It's everything you see. Everything in the universe would be his house. Okay, well, what are these mansions? To me, these mansions are other worlds. To me, that's what Jesus is saying. In my Father's house are many mansions. So how can you have houses in a house? No, it's all creation, and then these other worlds in this world. And Jesus is, going to prepare a place for the disciples in his Father's house. That's the way there's so many things in the Bible, to me, that man has deciphered or gave his what he thinks it is, and to me it's not. I don't agree with it, and because of the evidence we see, because of ancient texts, what they do say, and we take them as not being literal. We take them as being, oh, that's just a metaphor, or that's replacement theology, or whatever it might be. And now we've come to a place where what he's getting ready to say, and this was back in the 90s, this is like 95. Can you imagine how far down the road we are now? And he brings up towards the end of this, you really need to listen to it, because he brings up all the children being taken, and these aliens and stuff, because we all know about adrenochrome and all that stuff going on. So, let me read you something real quick. Okay, this adrenochrome and child sacrificing and stuff, there's nothing new under the sun, folks. This is what we've been fighting forever. It's been around us, and we've just all been oblivious to it and didn't believe it or anything. So I'm going to read you out of the book of Isaiah. This stuff's been going on forever. The drink offerings they were offering and stuff like this, these sacrificial offerings they were offering, and stuff like that. They were up to these pagan gods. They were up to these demonic gods, and they were sacrificing their children. Dig this. But come here, you sons of the sorceress, you offspring of the adulterer and the harlot, whom do you ridicule? Against whom do you make a wide mouth and stick out your tongue? Are you not children of transgression, offspring of falsehood, inflaming yourselves with gods under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys under the clefts of the rocks, among the smooth stones of the stream is your portion? You have offered grain offering. You've poured out drink offerings. See, they were offering these drink offerings of almost like adrenochrome. They were sacrificing these children. That's why he had them kill off all them bad people, more or less, because of what they were doing. They were doing what's going on now around us. Does that make sense? I just read you out of Isaiah. That's 2,700 years ago, and they were doing child sacrificing under every tree, under every cleft of the rock. They were doing it everywhere. In the days before Noah, I don't believe they were just, we're just all sinning. No, there's some people homosexual. Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty. Oh, no, folks. It was much worse than that. It was all this adrenochrome. It was sacrificing. It was genetic stuff going on. There was so much evil going on in the days of Noah with genetic stuff, and it's all been suppressed and hidden from us because they don't want us knowing the truth. Because, for one thing, they'll set you free. But this stuff, there's nothing new under the sun. It's still going on. So if you don't believe in this child sacrificing and these underground tunnels and all this stuff, you need to listen to this man. Because this man built 130 or so of them himself. 2 miles underground some of these are. Yeah. And that's where they've been skimming all the money off of us. We're all just like cattle to them. They've been taking our money and the taxes and all these, everything, and they've been using us for cattle to get their programs and all their stuff going. And if you don't believe me, you're going to believe me very soon. I'm not trying to do this to scare people. I'm trying to do this to warn people so they have an idea of what's coming, because there's stuff coming. Even the Bible speaks, even other ancient writings speak of man transcending to the fourth dimension. We have to come together. This isn't the time to be letting this evil come between us, man. This is a time when we're all going to have to come together. And a lot of us are going to have to make some major decisions in our lives. A lot of this stuff, we're going to have enemies now that we never thought we had before when this truth comes out. Because believe it or not, this is a war, a spiritual war of good versus evil. And you are in it. You notice all the ancient texts always have good and evil. All of them. Every single one of them have a good guy and a bad guy. Think about that for a minute. All right, I'm going to leave the link to this guy, Phil Schneider. He's dead now. But and this is not a conspiracy, folks. You need to believe what he's saying, because what he's saying towards the end and that stuff plays into what's going on right now today. Okay? It plays into what's going on right now. So please start getting ready. I have a book here you might be really interested in. I don't know if you can see it. This is a book called The Genesis 6 Conspiracy. How Secret Societies and Descendants of Giants Plan to Enslave Humankind. It's 800 pages of some of the... Dig the stuff that's in this book, man. Daughters of Cain, the sons of God, the giants of iniquity, antediluvian Freemasonry, Enoch and Hermes, Enoch and the evil, royal bloodlines, antediluvian masonry and the seven sacred sciences, Enochian mysticism, the great deluge, Azazel, leader of the watchers, Lucifer's revenge, the blackheads, Isis, Ishtar, Gia, and Nixonshag, the great world myth, Atlantis, Zip Tippy, the first time, echoes from Atlantis, on and on, the epic of Gilgamesh, the alien phenomena, disciples of light, the false prophet, Babylon City, the Sinclairs, the Pride of Sion, the Knights of Templar, the sex, lies, and fairy tales, the Jerusalem Church, Joseph of Arimathea, Legends of the Holy Grail, Invisible College. This has just about every society, Freemasonry, anything you can ever think of. The fairy kingdoms, the Odo Dragonists, Serpentine Dragons, Leviathans, the bull cults of Melchizedek, the Essenes, Moses, on and on. The blood drinkings of King Kish, the antediluvian dragon courts, Lilith, the Grail, cauldrons and fairy tales, the fairy lords of Tuth and Dinan, the royal house of Scythians, the antediluvian testimony, the Keem and the Mendes. I mean, this book has so much. So yeah, between this and Art Bell, I mean, I'll tell you what, there's probably nothing that I have not heard about as far as free societies, all these different societies, the blood cults, the white hats, the black hats, on and on and on and on. Folks, the Great Awakening is about ready to happen, and it's going to blow people's minds. And you don't have to believe me, that's fine. A lot of you already know about it. The Holy Spirit's really working right now and moving a lot of people, stirring a lot of people. I didn't plan on doing this video, but there's some things I just had to say because I got to warn people, man, that there's things coming that you're not prepared for. You know, there's so many things in the Bible. Read 2 Kings chapter 6 when it's either Elijah or Elisha. I think it's Elijah. When God lowers a veil and shows all the chariots of fire and the horses around. That's the fourth dimension. That's a supernatural world you're talking about. Jesus, after he ascended and came, and received his new body, he could come and go. He could appear and disappear. He could. If any of you've read what he could do afterwards, it's amazing. And he shows up all over in the Bible. Jesus said, I was there. I am the I am. I was there with Moses. Jesus says that. And the Pharisees go, well, you're not even 57 years old. How could you ever be on the mountain? He says, before Moses was, I am. Jesus is all over in the Bible. He's that big L and the big A, capital A, angel. That's Jesus. Before Joshua, when that angel of the Lord's army stood before him and said, take your shoes off. I mean, you're on holy ground. That was Jesus incarnate before Joshua. Okay? Capital A, angel. On and on and on, folks. Oh, man. I got so much I could go on and on forever. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to link you guys to Phil Schneider. He's on this one. Hold on. He's also on another one where he's an hour and something. But you need to listen to the whole thing and listen to what he's saying. Because what he's saying now, here, 20-some years ago, is playing into effect right now. It's going to affect all of our lives right now. Coming up real soon. And this cabal that everybody's been talking about, that they don't believe is actually true, it's been going on, folks. This thing's been going on since the beginning of time. That's what all the sacrificing of children is all about. Where I just read to you out of the book of Isaiah, one of God's prophets. So you see, there's things coming that you better be grounded, because you're about ready to have your soul shaken. And I'm not kidding you. I never thought this would be happening in my lifetime. I mean, I knew, between cattle mutilations and, all that stuff going on, and everybody, all these testimonies of thousands of people that have been abducted. And, there's that one doctor. He's written down over 1,000 patients that he's had of all having the same story, where they drift out the window and they end up in alien craft. Us Christians are going to have to deal with this stuff, but the Bible talks about a lot of supernatural stuff that it's been dumbed down, or just forgotten, or not touched on, or afraid to touch on it, or they don't know what it means, or they're afraid to even discuss it. And now look where we are. Nobody's got any true information. And so now when things hit the fan, yeah, everybody's going to be running to and fro doing what's right in their own eyes if you're not grounded. So many people are going to fall for the lie. And we get all these bodies that will be in the fourth dimension. This is the fifth dimension, not the fourth. A little fun there. But the song they're singing, Aquarius, that is part of man's transcension. Clear back then in '69 with Eastern philosophy and stuff. But I thought I'd show you the fifth dimension. We're not there yet. A little fun here. Oh, and this is why we are where we are. By the way, also. Oh, I'm just having fun here. Alright, back to reality. But if you listen to the words of the Aquarius, peace and harmony, and that's what Nasara Jasara is supposed to be about, is the golden age, peace on the planet, prosperity, all that. Actually, that's the totally opposite of what the gospel about Jesus Christ says. He doesn't say all that's coming. In fact, he says things are going to get worse and worse, and not going to be good. So, I don't know. Things are going to clash here, and we're going to see, because things are coming. Not both can be right. So I'm going with God and His version, not that the golden age of reasoning's coming here, and we're all going to be going to a fourth dimension, and everything's going to be honky-dory. But, alright, enough said there. Oh, the clothes they're wearing, that's why we're all, look at them clothes, man, that's why we're all messed up.